In today's video, the focus is $2,000 ongoing monthly checks, specifically focused on the low income and of course fixed income beneficiaries, including Social Security retirement, disability, SSDI, survivors, spousal, SSI, VA, and of course RRB. Now I do want to share with you the details of some studies that have recently been conducted, as well as what I've been seeing in the headlines as of recently, as this is the holy grail going forward. $2,000 ongoing monthly checks for the low income is the most effective approach. And again, I want to break all that down for you here in this video and share with you all the numbers that are out there right now and showing and proving this is the best solution going forward. That's the focus of the video. Let's get into it. All right, so I do want to share with you a lot of information, including what I've been seeing in the headlines as of recently. Now, the best thing that came out of 2020 and 2021, obviously there was a lot of things during that time, but we got those 3 stimulus checks during that time, right? As a result of those 3 checks that we received, we've got a lot of studies, a lot of reports, and a lot of data that was conducted as a result of those 3 checks going out, and now they have a much better approach going forward as we continue to work through this economic recession and economic contraction that we are currently entering into as of right now, okay? So as a result of that, we are armed with a lot better information here based on those 3 checks that went out, again, in 2020 and 2021, and it all comes down to the effectiveness of $2,000 ongoing monthly checks, again, for the groups and the people that I mentioned at the beginning of the video: low income, fixed income beneficiaries. This encompasses about 100 million people, depending on the income brackets that we're actually looking at. It's including a lot of people that are out there that would actually need this. However, let me share with you really quickly the details of these studies that have been out there, and again, why I continue to see this in the headlines, because we continue to find all of this inflation that we're currently dealing with. We're still dealing with high inflation right now, okay? Remember, since early or about mid-ish 2021, we've been dealing with accelerated inflation. So basically 3 years now, we've had very high inflation, abnormally high. Well, why was that? Because they printed $6 trillion. However, they find that next time, as in however bad this economic recession or economic contraction actually gets right now, in the event they come on and start printing more money, which I anticipate they will print more money again, because that's what they do every single time during economic recessions and economic contractions. But they continue to find that, wait, we actually don't need to send checks out to everybody next time, but rather we only need to send checks out to the lowest income and fixed income beneficiaries, and this will actually get us exactly the results that we want. So let me share with you the details of this study that I continue to see out there right now, and again, it is very effective, and again, it shows exactly what we want to see. All right, so there's a couple different acronyms here that I want to share with you. It stands for MPC. It stands for Marginal Propensity to Consume, okay? Now again, I know that sounds kind of weird, like, wait, MPC, Marginal Propensity to Consume? Basically, it says this much: if we were to give across the board 100 different people $2,000 on a monthly basis, some people are high income people, some people are medium income people, and some people are low income people. Basically, what they're going to find is that the low income people have a high MPC, the middle income people have a middle MPC or medium MPC, and the people that have a high income have a low MPC, okay? But what does this actually mean? Here's what they found from this. They found that if they were to give $2,000 to the lowest income people, again, fixed income beneficiaries included, they continue to find low income people in general will spend 80% of that money very fast. Within about 10 days, 80% of all of that $2,000 is spent. In other words, 80% of $2,000 is $1,600. So that's what they find, is that within 10 days, $1,600 of the $2,000 will be spent for a high MPC person, which is a low income person, okay? Now here's what they also found. For a medium or middle MPC person, which is also a middle income person, they found that about half the money, so about $1,000 out of the $2,000 is spent within about 10 days, and then the rest of it they just kind of hoard and they sit on and they save it, and they don't really do anything with it, okay? It's not really the effective the approach that they're looking for. However, here's what they also found. From high income people, which also have a low MPC, a low marginal propensity to consume, they find that these people generally spend a very small percentage of the money, and it takes them a long time to do it, about 30 days to spend this money, okay? Now, what does all of this mean? Because again, you might think of this, hey, this is very confusing. What does this actually mean in the first place? Here's what they continue to find. Remember, what is the purpose of stimulus checks? The purpose of stimulus checks is to spend them quickly to stimulate the economy. That is the purpose of stimulus checks. Now, I know sometimes they come out, as in lawmakers come out or whatever, and they say, oh, these checks are for you, we care about you, and all this stuff like this. No, they don't. They care about the economy, and they care about bumping it back up and inflating the bubble again. That is what they care about, right? So as a result of that, that is why they issue stimulus checks. Remember, stimulus checks are to stimulate the economy, and that is it. They want us to take that money and spend it very fast in the economy. So we continue to find with this report here that, wait, if we were to give money to high-income people, they don't spend it. That is not the solution. That is not what we want from stimulus checks. We do not want people to sit and save money from stimulus checks. That is not the purpose of stimulus checks. The money from stimulus checks is supposed to be spent quickly, right? So again, what they continue to find from this study is that sending money to higher income people has no effect on the economy, and it is not productive to send this money out to high income people. So there you go. They can cut those people right out and not even give them a check in the first place because it doesn't even matter. They don't spend it, right? They save it, they pay down bills, stuff like that. That is not stimulating the economy. Next, middle income people. Here's what they find here. These people, again, are not really achieving the objective. They spend a little bit of the money, they save the other half of it, and they don't spend it very quickly at all. Again, not a good approach. This is not what we're looking for when it comes down to stimulus checks. However, the third group of people, low income people, have a high MPC, high marginal propensity to consume, which simply means that they spend the money fast. Exactly what we're looking for here. Bingo, exactly what they want with these checks. So here's what they found. Long story short with this, they continue to find that with the next economic recession, the next economic contraction, they continue to find all they really need to do is send out $2,000 ongoing monthly checks for the low income and fixed income beneficiaries. And again, this could encompass 30 million people. It could encompass 50 million people. It could encompass 100 million people. Highly doubt it's going to be 100 million people, but it can encompass around 40 to 50 million people. But if they were to just do this, send out $2,000 ongoing monthly checks just to the lowest income people, they will have the same or better economic impacts, as in it'll stimulate the economy rapidly, it'll get a lot of money into the economy and bring it back, revitalize the economy, and it will not lead to massive inflation like what we dealt with in mid-2021 all the way until now. We will not have the inflationary effects. Now, to be fair, it would cause a little bit of inflation. It's not going to bump inflation up to 9.1% though, like what we saw in June of 2022 when it topped out, okay? So this is, like I said earlier, the goal, the holy grail situation. This is the best of all the scenarios here because they continue to find that just sending out money out to the lowest income people, even $2,000 ongoing monthly checks for a short amount of time, 3 months even, this would drastically stimulate the economy and would have very low inflationary impacts. Not bad, right? Sound pretty exciting? Yeah, exactly. But again, we need to continue watching the current economic situation, what goes on here, and how this whole thing transpires, which is, again, what I will continue doing. So if you have not done so yet, do yourself a huge favor, subscribe down below. It's totally free to do so. Share the video. There's a share button right down below the video. Share with your friends on my social media, and go back and check out any of the other thousands of videos here on the channel. As always, thanks again for joining me. Leave your comments, questions, feedback down below. Until next time, enjoy your day. Take care. Have a good one. And hope this helps you to keep you updated what's actually going on here. I know it's a busy time, but I'm here for you in any way that I can be. Enjoy, and I'll catch you again later.